So I see a lot of people walking around with the Nikon D800, which is a super high resolution camera, 36 megapixels. Now that's really cool if you're shooting like studio stuff or things that are gonna get blown up really big. And it's especially good if you're gonna do retouching. Retouching on a giant file is much easier than trying to retouch on a small file. But there's a price you pay for the high resolution. The price you pay is that the camera is not fantastic at low light. So the camera you should have bought instead of the D800 is the Nikon D700. This camera right now used will run you about 1,000 to maybe 1,400, which is half the price of the D800. And what you gain from this camera is the ability to shoot at really, really low light. So if you're shooting your kid on a play, on a stage far away from you, and you've got a bad zoom lens that opens to like 5.6, you're gonna be able to dial this camera up to like ISO 6400, create a really good shot. Or if you're in a dark restaurant with your girl and you wanna take a picture of her, or you're in a subway, or just nighttime, you can just shoot in any light when you can dial up your ISO to a super high number and still keep good image quality. Now the thing about this camera is it's 12 megapixel. A lot of people think, well, 12 megapixels isn't enough, but I want to show you something. We're in the Champion showroom right now. That's their logo. So I'm standing in front of a picture I did for them, and I did this exact photo right here with the Nikon D700, and I want you to see the size of the picture. You see, this is me standing next to it. This is a really large blow up, and it looks fantastic, needless to say. And I did a little bit of motion blur, so you might be detecting that. Anything that looks kind of soft is because there's a motion blur. It's a slow shutter speed. And the ISO for this picture, which I don't remember, but I'm gonna go home and look it up, and I'm gonna put it right like down here somewhere. That's the ISO, okay? So camera you should have bought, you can still buy it. You know, go to like KEH or something like that, KEH.com or something like that, and pick up Nikon D700 and start working the ability to shoot at high ISO and stop spending $3,000 on a camera with 36 megapixels that you don't really need when 12 megapixels blows up really, really nicely.